Good afternoon. My name is Brianna Anderson, and this is my legacy story. Before I was born, my dad, Richard Anderson, served in the Australian Army for over 21 years, which included 4.5 years with the SAS Regiment. I believe that joining the SAS was always his dream, as he wanted to be the ultimate soldier. Dad was someone who was committed to helping others, so after his time in the Army, he joined the Queensland Police Service in Brisbane, but remained in the Army Reserves at Enoggera until he was medically discharged. When I was in grade 1, Dad was devastatingly diagnosed with early onset dementia due to a military-related concussion. A couple of months after Dad was diagnosed, we moved to Bundaberg for family support. My grandparents, who are here today, were always there to support and love us unconditionally. The first time legacy came into our lives was when they helped my sister Rachel and I with our schooling. We were so young. I was in grade 6 and Dad was already in a nursing home due to this ongoing decline. Unfortunately, Dad's speech was affected very early on, and this made things really hard for my family. Mum has a video of me when I was just 10 years old, helping Dad remember my name, and then trying to get him to say it back to me. He could only remember one of his 6 children's names, and it wasn't mine. In 2014, after completing my Year 12 studies, I needed to make a really tough decision. Dad's fight was obviously nearing the end. Even though I had worked so hard to be able to attend university, I knew that the right thing to do was to defer my studies and give myself some precious time with my dad. On the 16th of March, my mum, my sister Des, and I were with my beautiful dad as he took his last breath. I was only 17 years old. Losing Dad was the hardest thing that has ever happened in my life. He was so young and in his prime, and he had everything taken from him. He was such an energetic, fun-loving man who was passionate about sports. It upsets me to know that I will not have my dad there to walk me down the aisle on my wedding day, and that he will not be able to meet his future grandchildren. As you can imagine, it was so hard growing up with a parent having dementia. Some of the memories I have of my dad include helping Mum clean up the house after Dad had accidentally left the taps on again and flooded a few rooms, or me feeding him his lunch in a recliner chair at the nursing home, trying to make sure that he doesn't choke on his food, or helping him walk around the nursing home to keep his mobility in check for as long as possible. That's how I spent my weekends in high school, not going outside and kicking a footy with my dad, or going on adventures with my dad like my school friends were. My school formal photos with my dad are of me sitting next to him in a nursing home bed, trying anything and everything to keep him awake long enough to catch a photo with his eyes open, let alone a smile. Even when I was helping to care for my dad, Legacy were there to help me. I'm very thankful for being sent on yearly Legacy Kids camps because it gave me an awesome holiday experience with other kids in similar circumstances, and I have forged some lifelong friendships from these camps. Some of my fondest childhood memories were made on these camps, as everyone who attends has a similar story and we all understand one another. It meant we could connect on a different level to our other friends and could support each other when and where necessary. We have all either lost a parent or have a parent living with a serious illness or injury that has impacted significantly on their lives. I commenced university the year after Dad passed away, and Legacy financially supported me with my studies and is still doing so today, as I am currently studying a dual degree of nursing and paramedicine. My dad helped me shape my passion for helping others, and I can't wait to start my career as a nurse or paramedic. I also have a passion for helping other Legacy kids like me. In 2015, I became a Legacy Brisbane youth leader, and through this I have attended leadership retreats and development sessions to make me the best leader and role model I can be. In this role, I have also been able to attend multiple youth camps and be a mentor for the younger Legacy kids. Some of the stories that the youths have told me are so heartbreaking and so overwhelming, but I am glad I can be there for them, as I have been through the heartbreak and hard times like they have. I am there to be the shoulder that they can cry on. Most of the time I end up crying too, to pick them up when they're feeling down, to help them celebrate the good things in life, but most importantly, to have fun with them while they have a break from their home lives. On Anzac Day this year, I was selected to be the first Brisbane Legacy Youth Ambassador, an award named after General Sir Stanley Savage, a famous Australian commander in both World Wars who was heavily involved in the establishment of legacy movement in 1923. This has definitely been one of my greatest achievements so far, along with being on the front page of the Courier Mail this year on what would have been Dad's 65th birthday. I have also attended numerous legacy fundraisers, including the Defence Charity Balls, the Captain Manning Race Day, and the Lend-Lease Golf Day, representing legacy. In July 2016, I was chosen as one of 75 Legacy Youths Australia-wide to attend the Posier 100-year anniversary study tour of France and Belgium. On this trip, I was able to visit the resting place of my relatives and to pay my respects to the numerous brave soldiers who have sacrificed their lives, soldiers just like my dad. In September this year, I completed the Kokoda Trail as part of a 75th anniversary trek with 22 Legacy Youths and 17 ADF personnel. It was absolutely incredible and another once-in-a-lifetime experience that Legacy has given me. I am so thankful that I was chosen to go to Papua New Guinea to complete the grueling trek. Not only was the trek physically challenging, but it was also an emotional and mental challenge. Thankfully, I had my Legacy family, ADF mentors, and my Porter Dixon to help me get through every day, every mountain, and every step. Dad was never far from my mind during the trek, as just thinking about the fact that he did stuff like this for a living made me feel closer to him and his military service. Last weekend, Legacy gave me and 4 other Legacy youths another once-in-a-lifetime experience as we got to jump out of the back of a C-17A Globemaster, along with 180 skydivers from all over Australia, in an effort to raise much-needed funds for Legacy. This was absolutely amazing. One of Dad's favourite things to do when he was in the SAS was parachuting, and I can now see why he loved jumping out of perfectly good aeroplanes. On Anzac Day and Remembrance Day each year, I proudly wear my dad's medals in memory of him, in memory of the staunch military man that he was and would still be if he didn't get that horrible, debilitating and life-ending condition. So as a way of giving back and saying thank you to Legacy for their support over the past 10 years, my aim is to fundraise and emphasise to the public the great work that Legacy does for defence families like my own. This is not only with the 1,800 children and disabled dependents in its care, but there is also over 65,000 widows and widowers within Australia that Legacy care for. Whether it be through serious injury, illness or death of a loved one, Legacy is caring for the families of those who serve their country, which was built on a promise made between 2 mates during World War I. I'd like to thank you for your time today and for giving me the opportunity to share my Legacy story with you. Today has been really special for me because it is the first time I have shared this speech in front of my family. I want to say a special thank you to my mum Margaret, sisters Des and Tina, and grandparents Arby and Sylvia for sharing this moment with me today, but also for all of you who are here today supporting families just my own. This is my family here.